What do you guys think of the background? It's the wall that's in the living and dining space that I never film in because I never get to film during the day. So goal for 2021, plan my content better so I can use this background. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Daniela and I am a clothing reseller on apps like Poshmark and eBay and consignment services like The RealReal. So today is New Year's Day. Happy New Year's to everyone who is watching. I hope that 2021 is better for all of us. And we'll get into it because this entire video is just about what I want my 2021 to be about and the things I've learned in 2020. And for me, 2020 wasn't a complete waste. I grew my business. I grew the podcast with Lori. I grew my YouTube channel. I had a goal to hit 500 subscribers by the end of 2020, and I made that happen thanks to everyone on Instagram who shared to their stories to help me hit the 500 subscribers. I mean, overall, I had a really great year. There were some really low points, like when the pandemic did hit and my work went crazy and I was working crazy hours and we were open 7 days a week and we still are, and things have gotten better, but they're not great. They're not great. I'd be lying if I'd said that things were getting better at work, but they're not. They're a little bit better. They're a little more tolerable. I'm able to do some of my daily functions easier that I couldn't do before. But other than that, it's still the same. Business as usual at state offices. But I don't like to talk about my full-time employment here on this channel only because I am a state employee, so I like to keep that at a minimum. So I mean, there were a few personal hiccups in my life with my own health and some family members' health, and it took a toll on me. Thankfully, I didn't lose anyone in my immediate family to this horrible disease that is circulating the world. But I do know people that were infected, and I do know people that lost individuals. And it's been a very trying time. I know people have been struggling mentally, being isolated. I helped take care of my grandmother, so I didn't stay away from her, but I was also very cautious, and I haven't hugged her, and I can't tell you how long. Just because I'm there helping and taking care of her doesn't mean that I'm in her face and having that typical interaction with her that I would. So I'm Italian and we're very touchy-feely, and that's just how it is. So I haven't had that type of interaction with her, and it sucks. It does. So I can't imagine not being able to see a grandparent or any loved one for that matter for an extended period of time. We're talking like 9-10 months now. So I'm sorry if you've had to go through that, and I hope that in 2021 we're able to have some type of interaction with people. The only way I can relate to is I haven't seen friends in over a year. Very close friends. I mean, we talk every day and we'll FaceTime and all that kind of stuff, but I haven't seen them. And we've talked about seeing each other, but I don't know if it's time yet to do that. So yeah. There's a lot to process when it comes to that. And I think that's something that a lot of us won't take for granted in 2021. It's just the human interaction and just the sense of touch. Because we all want that sense of touch. So, yeah, let's talk about the good stuff. So, the good stuff for me is I grew as an entrepreneur. I grew as a reseller. I grew as a business owner. I have plans and ideas of what I want my business to be in the future and what I'm capable of. So in terms of reselling, I think I'm going to continue what I've been doing, but I'm going to implement some different things into my reselling business. And one of the things I want to implement, I've talked about it on the podcast and a couple other places, but I want to start creating not so mystery reseller boxes in like a drop format. So essentially I would have maybe 5 boxes, and I would go out and source specifically for whatever this drop is going to be. Maybe it's a denim drop, maybe it's, I don't know, some type of trend that's going on. And create these boxes that are curated, and that would be at a price point of like $20 to $35, and it would be available to everyone that's out there who's a reseller who would like to purchase one. They would be a limited supply, and I think people have to realize that this isn't my full-time gig. I am a full-time employee outside of the home, so it's hard for me to do like a drop of 50 boxes or something. Like, that's not feasible for me. But if I could do 5 and maybe increase it to 10 over time, if it does really well. A lot of people like when I release my Not So Mystery Reseller boxes, that people have had really good success with selling those items. So I think that's something I want to put into my business going forward. And I'm going to try it out in the month of January. I'm going to dedicate a couple weeks to just kind of sourcing around different locations so I can get the right price point for each box and go from there. And hopefully my website's almost done, so it's really exciting. That should be dropping within the next month or so, along with the ebook, along with the presets. Like, there's a lot of things going on, but my website is going to be the hub for all that. And hopefully, fingers crossed, everything will be all set and I can just put it all in my website by the end of the month, and then it would open up to everyone to purchase. So that's one thing that I'm going to be doing. The second thing is the podcast. So Thrifters Villa, if you don't know, is a podcast that I co-host with Lori Tata, who is Lori's Boston Found. And we talk about everything that is entrepreneurial and lifestyle and reselling. And we bring guests on that are either in the reselling space or do something else, but also are somehow related in the reselling space, or maybe they're just have an interesting story, or they've been doing this for a long time and now they're venturing into different things. So we like to bring different people on and just have a conversation with them, and we learn so much from these guests. And Lori and I have learned a lot from each other, and we had such a great year 1. So season 1 just ended. Season 2 will launch this upcoming Monday, which I think is January 4th. So the first episode of season 2 will be coming out, and it's been a really great year. We have learned so much about each other. We have grown. Our friendship has grown. We have grown as individuals. We have learned a lot about ourselves and what we want out of the podcast. I think when we first started, we had an idea of what we wanted, but we weren't sure if it was going to be received out in the community. And it appears to have been received, and that it's very fulfilling to know that people like the content that we're putting out and want more from us. So we're going to have a planning session next week, and January is already booked, but we have some ideas that we want to just, talk about and just see what else we can do for Thrifters Villa and grow it even more in 2021. And who knows what the future will bring for all of that. But it's such a great platform and avenue for both of us, and it's been so much fun. So that is something that is staying in 2021, and that is going to hopefully continue to grow in 2021. So yeah, if you haven't checked out the podcast, it is on all platforms: Apple, Spotify, Anchor, Google Play, you name it. I think it's on like 9 or 10 platforms, but everything will be linked down below if you don't already listen. And if you are a listener and you like our content, please feel free to leave a review. So if you go to Apple, or I believe on Spotify as well, you can leave a review for the podcast. Let people know why you like it. The more people review and leave comments on it, the more we grow. These platforms will push us out. It's the same as YouTube. The more you like and subscribe. So if you haven't done it, like and subscribe, please. It pushes your content out, and people see you and you get recognized and your content grows. So yeah, little plug for Thrifters Villa. What else? Let's talk about sourcing, because I think that last year we all got into this mindset of we have to source so much stuff because we don't know what's going to happen. Are we going to shut down again? Things are getting really bad. What are they going to do? Our store is going to close. And that unknown pushed a lot of us, and myself included, into this like weird downward spiral of like purchasing inventory and sitting on it, and it's not good for business, right? So starting in November of last year, which is weird to say because November was not that long ago. So November 2020, I started to go through all of my inventory. Everything, all the new stuff I purchased, every single piece. And I created over 20 boxes to send to the Real. And I have made quite a bit of money doing that. I'm not going to share those profits right now. I have a whole series that I'm going to do on the Real, and so you'll have to wait for that. But in 2021, and I started this in December really, I am going to be sourcing specifically for the Real when I go out. If I happen to find things that are amazing, I know I can sell myself and they will sell quickly, then I will pick them up. But I will not be sourcing specifically for my closet of things I need to photograph and list and store myself. I live in a small space right now. I can't house a ton of items. I need room to breathe. I need to be smarter about it. So my way of being smarter about it is to create as many boxes as I can, find as many items as I can to send to the Real, box those things up as soon as I find them, and ship them off the same day. I am not even taking them home. They are sitting in my car. I have boxes already ready in my car. I package it up. I have the tape, the label I smack right on there, and then off I go. So I print, if I know I'm going sourcing that day, I'll print a label ahead of time. I'll print 2 labels ahead of time. And I will keep a label for my next trip, or I will use both labels. It depends. Sometimes not everything fits in a box, and I have to create multiple boxes. So that is my strategy going forward. I am I shouldn't say almost, I'm like $8,000 away from the 70% mark, but I'm almost there. If I keep sending a lot of stuff, I'll hit it. But it's nice to have those milestones, and I am a big advocate of using the platform if you're able to access the type of inventory that they are looking for. And yeah, for me, it makes sense. Does it stink they only pay out once a month? Yeah. Does it stink that people have 2 weeks to return things, and if they buy it on the 31st, they can still return it before the 15th of the month when the money deposits? Yeah, it stinks. But I'm not doing anything. I am finding the items, I am packaging it up, and I am sending it off. Is this model for everyone? Absolutely not. This is just one stream of income that's coming in for me. It is not my sole source of reselling income. So I think you need to be a little mindful about that I'm not just dumping all of my resources into one place. I'm still going to be listing myself. I'm still going to be doing that whole side of reselling myself. But one part of my income will be coming from the Real. So that's something that I definitely am going to focus a little more heavily on. And I was focusing on it in 2020, but things happened in March, and then I just kind of forgot about it. Not that I forgot about it, but it wasn't worth it to me because I wanted to have items myself to list, so I knew that I'd have a continuous stream of reselling income coming in, because I think people forget, just because I have a full-time job does not mean I rely on this reselling income, because I do. Once you have a stream of income coming in, you find a place to put it and you anticipate it to be there. So when it's not there, not good. You make it work because you have a full-time job, but you still rely on that extra, whatever it is, $500 a month. Insert X amount of dollars here, whatever it is. So yeah, it's just something that I want to do for myself and my business, and I think I can grow it. So moving in that direction. I also really want to focus on my website, and I think not that I want to rebrand myself, because that's not the right term, but I want to enhance my branding and open up to a different audience as well as just resellers. I am a reseller, yes, but I also love fashion and skincare and hair care and body care and fitness and all of these different things. And I like to cook and I like to bake. And I think that I want to be a more well-rounded individual on YouTube and on Instagram and for my website. So my goal is to start small with the website because I can only handle so much at one time with all the projects that I'm working on. And eventually that website will house things like blogs and extra content that you won't get on YouTube, that, you know, you have to be like a member of some sort, right? Some type of coaching service, but I hate the word coaching service, so I guess mentorship is a better word. I don't know what to call it, but a place where people could come to me and have a session, and maybe we talk about reselling, and maybe we talk about building a website, or maybe we talk about starting a podcast, or maybe we just talk about how to function as a full-time employee outside the home and still have a side hustle. Which brings me into my next project, which is almost complete. We're in the layout and design process of this, and then one last final edit is I have an ebook that will be coming out, and it is geared towards anyone out there that wants to start a side hustle. It is not just for a reseller, and that was super important to me. I did not want to create a product that was only for reselling. There's enough of that out there. I want this to be even for the reseller that maybe wants to dabble into another type of side hustle. Maybe reselling is your full-time gig, but you also have a love for, I don't know, creating and decorating sugar cookies, right? This will help you organize your thoughts. It will help you designate different areas to that business, learning how to create the social media for it, how to use different tools that are free and available to you online to organize your business. Just all of those things that I think when you start a side hustle, you get really, like, you forget about them because you get so excited about the work that you're going to do and so excited about the project that you neglect to do all of the other stuff that's like the nitty gritty, super detailed. No one has time for that kind of stuff. That's what this book does. And it's not just an ebook, it's a workbook. So you are going to have the ability to create in it. It can be either in an e-format or you can print it up. So I'm working on all of that right now. My sister's helping me design it. I'm so excited for it, and I hope you guys will be excited about it too. But that hopefully will be done at the end of January. So yeah, it could be a total flop, and that's fine. It's just something that I wanted to create for myself. I've always wanted to create a book of some sort. So this is my first one, and I'm excited about it. The other thing that I'm creating that I've talked about before is presets. I don't think I've talked about it on YouTube. I don't know if I have. I might have on a live. And I'm creating reseller-specific presets, but they're not going to be just a generic preset. The way my sister and I are designing it is that each color that people struggle with are going to have a designated amount of presets that will help correct yellows, blacks, blues, whites, right? Like going down the line. So this is a very comprehensive package. It is difficult to create because we have to get each type of hue and problem that people are having. So we're searching on various reselling platforms and looking at different pictures, and there's a cat doing backflips in the background. So if you hear that, I'm really sorry, but I can't help what the animal does. So it's going to be very comprehensive. So people will be able to purchase specific color presets. So if you struggle with whites, there'll be a specific white preset. If you struggle with yellows, there'll be a specific yellow preset. And then there'll be one big overarching preset package, which will have everything in it, regular exposure and contrast type things to brighten up photos, and then every single one that's specific to color. So this is taking a little bit longer than I anticipated to create, but my sister and I thought it was really important to house everything in these presets and not just make it a generic preset that anyone could create and buy. So the game plan for that was for it to launch in December 31st, but we took a break from doing it because of the ebook, and that kind of took over some of our time. So the goal is to probably launch them January 31st into the beginning of February. I want to make sure that they work the way that we envision it working. So all this stuff takes a lot of time and energy and effort because I have to do all the background work. I need to check and see what are people struggling with. I did a poll on Instagram asking what people struggled with. I took all of that data and I have it all in a spreadsheet, and I went and I searched a bunch of photos and I had those housed in a folder. So there's a lot of work that goes into it, but I'm excited to be able to release that out to you guys soon. So stay tuned for all that. And when that does happen, I will release a video. I will show you guys how to upload them, how to use them, all that kind of stuff, and maybe have a guest come on. I have a guest in mind to talk about the presets and using different applications like Lightroom. This guest knows who she is if she's watching. We will be doing something together, so that will be a nice little collab to have going on. What else? There's like so many things that go on in my head on a daily basis. Shocking, I know. But yeah, I think just efficiency and growth are the two things that I'm focusing on in 2021. I don't want to set a lot of expectations up for myself. I want to just be in the moment. I want to enjoy the moments. I want to be better with my time, and I just want to see where it goes. I don't want to say that I will make X amount of dollars in X amount of days. Like, that's not how I work. And I am motivated by money, but it doesn't dictate everything that I'm going to be doing. So for right now, these are my small little things that I'm working on. I'm really going to focus on growth. I'm really going to focus on being more efficient. I want to focus on more streams of income. I want to be the entrepreneur that I know I can be and have always wanted to be. No, I am not going full time. Not in 2021 anyways. And I've said this before, that's like a 5 or 10 year plan. That is not something that is even on my radar right now. Right now I'm just having fun, and growing this channel is going to be fun. Creating the content is going to be fun. And hopefully you all come along on the ride with me and things just get better and better for all of us. I wish you all a prosperous and fulfilled year. I know it sounds super cliche, but I hope everything that you manifest just comes to fruition. I hope that this year is better for you than last year. And if last year wasn't that bad, then I hope you have an even better 2021. And let's just see where this year takes us. And we're just going to go along for the ride. Kind of scary, but I think it'll be okay. I know we'll all be okay. It's just going to take some adjusting, no matter what the new normal will be. All right, guys, that's it. I'll be back here next time. I think what I want to do, so leave your thoughts in the comments below. I think what I want to do is a live listing challenge type thing, like me come on and we're just listing together. Maybe a photographing one, like something you could put in the background and do work and do it with me. And we're doing it at the same time, and we'll have a chat going and we can talk about our struggles and whatnot. Or you don't, and you just listen to me ramble on and on and on by myself. Or if you want to come live with me and we do it together, that would be fun too. So if that's something that interests you, leave a comment down below. Let me know. And yeah, 2021, let's do it.